mortgage fraud.
Mortgage fraud. Mortgage fraud.
This is a story about a man who scammed Canada's biggest banks out of $500 million. He did it while banned, unlicensed, and under the radar for more than a decade. His name, Jay Chaudhry. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly how he pulled it off, who helped him, and how Canada's mortgage system made it all way too easy. And here's the kicker. This isn't just about one guy. This is about a broken system that allowed him to thrive and how it's still happening today. Jay Chaudhry started out like a lot of mortgage brokers in Canada. He got licensed in 2007, helping home buyers get approved for loans. But within a year, he was already in trouble. In 2008, he was stripped of his license after he was caught submitting false information on mortgage applications. In most cases, that would be the end of the story, but not for Jay. Because rather than disappear, he built a business. One that would go on to funnel over $500 million in mortgages through Canada's lenders. And he did it all without a license. Here's how the scam worked. Jay Chaudhry wasn't just taking advantage of banks. He was running an underground mortgage operation, powered by a network of real estate agents and submortgage brokers who were more than happy to look the other way. For a cut, they fabricated income documents, inflated T4 slips, fake NOAs, you name it. He'd package these files and send them to licensed brokers who would submit them under their own names to the lenders. When the mortgage got approved and funded, the broker would get their commission, then kick Jay back a referral fee, anywhere from 25 to 30%, all in cash. He also charged borrowers directly. Desperate homebuyers, often newcomers to Canada, were told to bring tens of thousands of dollars in cash up front. But what they didn't know is that the money was just to get the process started, and there were really no guarantees. Between 2009 and 2018, Jay Chaudhry worked on 875 mortgage files. He generated $5.3 million in client fees and took home another $650K in cash referral fees from brokers who submitted fraudulent deals under their licenses. In total, $512 million in mortgages were arranged by Chaudhry's operation. And here's the shocking part. This went on for over a decade, completely unchecked.
What was the kind of oversight that was applied to your applications and to your business activities by the brokerage?
None.
Jay didn't do this alone. He had a network, licensed realtors and submortgage brokers who sent him clients and sometimes even used his services for their own homes. Let's look at a few key players. First, there's Afsaneh Zarshanas. She referred 14 buyers to Chaudhry. She claimed she didn't know he was unlicensed. Regulators believed her, sort of. She got slapped with a $50,000 fine and had to take remedial education courses. That was the lightest punishment. Then, Homayun Sam Karimlu. He didn't just refer clients, he used Chaudhry's services himself. In 2015, Karimlu bought a house for $730,000. His real income at the time was about $25,000 a year, but his mortgage application claimed $154,000. Fake documents, courtesy of Jay. In 2018, he did it again on a $2.1 million home. Same playbook. His punishment? A $75,000 fine and a cancelled license. By the way, that 2015 property? After the 2016 and pandemic real estate boom, it's probably worth over $1 million easy. So was 75 grand enough of a consequence? You tell me. Next, Melania Gulshani. She referred 14 buyers to Chaudhry. She allegedly took $7,000 in cash from clients, promising them financing through Jay. One couple trusted her and dropped their financing subjects on their contract. And when the mortgage didn't come through, they lost their $20,000 deposit. And she later denied ever receiving a cash fee from these buyers. Her license, gone. Her fine, 75 grand plus $7,000 in enforcement expenses. But again, was it enough? And then there's Saina Mirzadeh. Her real income was $890. On her mortgage application, she magically earned $105,000. Another license down, another fraudster gone. You might be thinking, how does someone arrange $500 million in loans without being caught? And that's because Canada's mortgage system is unfortunately full of holes. Lenders can't verify your income directly with the CRA. They rely on whatever paperwork the borrower or broker hands them, and when those documents are forged, banks really have no idea until it's too late.
At the time that you were doing this in 2007, 2008, was there an ability for a lender to independently verify income with the CRA that you're aware of?
I don't think so, they could.
Okay. Did you ever have a lender come back to you and say, we'd like to look at the originals of these documents?
As far as I recall,
The system is also too rigid, especially for newcomers. Highly qualified immigrants who can afford payments often don't fit the box that lenders require, so they turn to brokers who promise to make it work. Sometimes, that promise comes with an expensive cash fee and a whole lot of risk. If lenders and the government provided fair opportunities for newcomers who can actually afford homes, there'd be less demand for fraudulent activities. That's how many of these shady brokers justify their actions, an evil means to a noble end.
if a client, for example, is living in a house and renting for $5,000 a month, and he was trying to get a mortgage for $3,500 a month, but he does not qualify to get a mortgage. For 2 years, he paid his rent, $5,000, he had no issues. Now, and he wants to go and apply for a mortgage for paying a $3,500 rent. I mean, a $3,500 monthly mortgage payment. He doesn't qualify. I can tell that this client has the ability to pay more, because if he can pay a $500 rent, then he definitely can pay a smaller mortgage amount. So that's a test I used to use as one of my tools.
And the question is, who would you rather trust? The government and lenders who modernize their qualification systems, or fraudulent brokers who profit from desperation? Jay Chaudhry even said himself, "The clients were happy, the banks had no defaults, realtors got paid, I got paid, no one wanted to stop it." And that's the scariest part. When everyone benefits, no one speaks up until the dominoes fall. On March 13th, 2025, the BCFSA finally took decisive action. 4 real estate agents and Jay's associate Shane Ballard were finally brought down. But how many others were involved? And how long until the next Jay Chaudhry comes along? So what's the fix? It starts with CRA income verification. We've been talking about this for years. In 2024, the Canada Revenue Agency held a consultation on income verification. Mortgage industry leaders, consumer groups, and government officials all agreed that lenders need a direct line to the CRA. They need to confirm income in real time, not rely on PDFs that can be photoshopped in 10 minutes. But the final report was promised by March 31st, 2025, and we're still waiting. The wheels of bureaucracy turn slow while people who commit fraud move fast. If a system like this had been in place even 5 years ago, Jay Chaudhry's $500 million scam might have never happened, or at least wouldn't have grown to this size. It's not just about tech though. We need updated qualification guidelines, especially for immigrants. Canada is a top destination for high net worth newcomers, but our mortgage system treats them like high-risk borrowers, even if they have assets, savings, and stable incomes abroad. If we modernized our underwriting rules, fewer people would feel forced to risk everything on shady brokers like Jay. And one more thing, we need real and severe penalties. If you're caught running a $500 million fraud, a $75,000 fine isn't justice, it's just a speeding ticket. We've heard Jay might be facing scrutiny from the CRA now, but nothing has been publicized yet. But I'd assume the back taxes on $5.3 million aren't exactly cheap. The $500 million mortgage fraud orchestrated by Jay Chaudhry is a wake-up call. It's time we close the loopholes, protect homebuyers, and demand better from our regulators. What do you think? Are these fines enough? Should lenders have direct access to the CRA data? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with someone who cares about real estate, and subscribe for more deep dives into Canada's housing market. My name is Paris. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.